Welcome back to the channel. Today, we turn our attention to a wave of intense online speculation that has captured global attention. A sudden surge of posts and visuals linked to Ozzy Osbourne has sparked widespread discussion and emotional reactions. Across platforms, the story is moving fast, leaving many people surprised, curious, and searching for clarity. But beneath the noise, an important question remains. What is genuinely confirmed, and what may be misunderstanding amplified by the digital age? Stay with us as we carefully explore what is known, separate signal from speculation, and look at the bigger picture behind the headlines. This is a conversation worth hearing through to the end. Are you someone who's followed Ozzy Osbourne's journey over the years? If so, let your presence be felt in the comments with a simple 1. If your connection comes mainly through his timeless music and iconic sound, a 0 says it all. Take a moment to settle in and enjoy the story unfolding on your screen, and if you find value in what we share, subscribing is a small step that helps this community continue to grow and thrive together. After his passing, Ozzy's family chose to open a small window into his most private moments by sharing photos and memories from his final days. Among them was a brief recording in which he congratulated his daughter and spoke softly of his hope to one day see her in a wedding dress, a scene that resonated deeply with people around the world. Though his body appeared fragile and standing required great effort, a gentle smile still found its way onto his face, and his strained voice carried unmistakable affection. Those closest to him later shared that it was his bond with his children that sustained him during that time. In those quiet moments, he was no longer defined by fame or legend, but revealed simply as a devoted father, warm, sincere, and profoundly human. Through recollections shared by those closest to him, many began to grasp the quiet weight Ozzy carried during that period. A long-term condition gradually limited his movement, brought ongoing discomfort, and sometimes affected his emotional balance. Even so, he chose restraint over complaint, especially in the presence of his daughter. He maintained a composed presence until the closing moments, as though he wished to leave behind an image of steadiness and inner strength. Perhaps it was the bond with his family that became his deepest source of energy, offering him the resolve to move forward through those final, demanding days. The closing chapter of Ozzy's journey carried a quiet intensity, marked by increasing fragility, declining strength, and days shaped by persistent discomfort. Even so, surrender was never part of his nature. In moments when vulnerability surfaced, determination still remained. Throughout this time, his wife Sharon stood firmly beside him, offering constant presence and unwavering support. She tended to his needs, helped soften the weight of each day, and became a steady source of reassurance. Her devotion provided not only comfort, but also the emotional strength that helped him continue forward when the path felt most demanding. As Ozzy's condition grew more fragile, Sharon remained close each day, creating a space filled with care, patience, and quiet reassurance. She stood beside him through the most challenging hours, as illness and related complications slowly demanded greater attention and support. Care routines became part of daily life, focused on comfort and calm. During this time, his children, Kelly and Jack, were also present, offering closeness and strength, gently reminding him that beyond every struggle, the steady presence of family and love was never absent. The time he shared with his family became a quiet source of resilience, helping him face ongoing fatigue and physical strain. Even when his strength was limited, the presence and affection of those closest to him nurtured a steady determination to keep moving forward. Beyond the family circle, longtime companions also reflected on those final days. Close friends and former bandmates spoke with sincerity about their shared history, recalling moments of unity, creative struggle, and mutual growth. Together, these memories painted a fuller picture of a life shaped not only by achievement, but by loyalty, perseverance, and bonds that endured through every rise and fall. Those who had known Ozzy for decades spoke openly of their respect and affection for him. Despite the visible toll on his health, they remembered him as someone defined by persistence and inner strength, a person who refused to surrender to circumstance. Through the memories shared by friends and family, the public gained a more intimate understanding of his final chapter, a period shaped by physical hardship, yet equally surrounded by warmth, connection, and care. It revealed a side of Ozzy Osbourne beyond the spotlight, a figure whose legacy was built not only on music, but also on loyalty, love, and a life lived with unwavering commitment to the people who mattered most. The journey of Ozzy Osbourne unfolds as a life shaped by adversity, determination, and moments that left a lasting mark. Rising from modest beginnings in Birmingham, he navigated personal obstacles to emerge as one of the most recognizable names in music history. His path included difficult phases and complex turns, yet it was precisely this ability to endure and transform through uncertainty that defined his legacy. More than a performer, Ozzy came to represent independence, self-expression, and the strength to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead was far from easy. Ozzy Osbourne was born in Birmingham in 1948, growing up in a family marked by limited means and early hardship. His parents separated while he was still young, and his mother, Pamela, took on the responsibility of raising the family largely on her own. Life in a financially strained environment exposed him early to feelings of lack and restriction, planting a deep desire to find a different path. During his school years, academic life failed to capture his interest, yet his connection to music emerged naturally and powerfully. Even when faced with misunderstanding and social difficulty, music became a place of refuge, offering him direction, identity, and a sense of purpose that would later shape his entire journey. By the age of 15, Ozzy stepped away from formal education and began taking on various jobs simply to survive. He tried his hand at practical work, including time spent as a mechanic and periods in an industrial factory setting. Yet none of these paths truly fulfilled him, because his heart remained firmly drawn toward sound and expression. Music continued to call to him with quiet persistence, guiding his choices even when the future felt uncertain. Before long, he chose to follow that inner pull, moving through several small musical projects until fate aligned him with Black Sabbath, a meeting that would quietly set the course for everything that followed. Black Sabbath came together in 1968, when Ozzy joined forces with close companions, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward. Through weighty guitar tones and thought-provoking themes, the group transformed the sound of rock and laid the groundwork for what would later be known as heavy metal. Their catalog introduced enduring tracks like Iron Man, Paranoid, and War Pigs, compositions that stood out for their intensity and emotional depth. These works carried a shadowed, uncompromising energy, reflecting a restless spirit and a quiet resistance to the world around them, feelings that resonated strongly with a generation seeking its own voice. Even as Black Sabbath reached remarkable heights, internal tensions and personal struggles led to Ozzy's departure from the band in 1979. For many observers, such a moment might have signaled a quiet ending. Instead, it became a turning point. Stepping into a solo path, Ozzy entered a phase of reinvention that revealed new creative strength. Releases like Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman introduced a renewed voice and direction, while tracks such as Crazy Train captured widespread attention. This period did more than revive his momentum, it firmly established him as a defining presence in rock history, proving that transformation can arise from even the most difficult crossroads. Driven by raw ability and an unmistakable presence, Ozzy emerged as a figure who could not be ignored on the world's rock stages. He was more than a vocalist. He embodied a sense of chaos and surprise that set him apart from his peers. One infamous onstage incident from the early 1980 seconds later evolved into a lasting cultural myth, reinforcing his image as a boundary-pushing and unpredictable performer. Yet episodes like this were never simply about provocation or spectacle. They reflected a persona that challenged expectations and blurred the line between performance, identity, and legend. These episodes revealed more than public shock. They mirrored the private battles and emotional tensions he carried beneath the surface. In many ways, they became an outlet, a means of navigating inner turmoil while bearing the constant pressure of recognition and expectation. As the 1,980 seconds and 1,990 seconds unfolded, Ozzy rose to the height of his solo success, shaping an era with his sound and presence. Yet his influence extended beyond albums and performances. He evolved into a lasting cultural figure, woven into the fabric of popular consciousness, where his identity, music, and story became impossible to separate. From his genre-defining work with Black Sabbath to the strength of his solo path, Ozzy helped reshape metal while pushing rock music into broader cultural space. He consistently adapted, explored new directions, and reintroduced himself to audiences, ensuring his relevance across generations. This ability to evolve solidified his status not just as a performer, but as a lasting icon in the minds of fans. A major shift in his public journey arrived in 2002, when he opened a new chapter by appearing alongside his family in the reality television series The Osbournes, revealing a different side of the man behind the music. This revelation caught many by surprise, as audiences were suddenly shown a side of Ozzy far removed from the stage persona they had long associated with him. Beyond the performer, viewers met a devoted father, a partner, and an occasionally clumsy, endearing individual navigating ordinary life. The Osbournes invited an entirely new group of people into his world, many of whom had little connection to rock music, yet found themselves drawn to the warmth of his family dynamic and the light-hearted, unpredictable situations that unfolded. Through this lens, Ozzy became relatable in a new way, bridging the gap between legend and everyday humanity. The striking difference between Ozzy's on-stage persona and his everyday self is what kept the world endlessly fascinated. Under the lights, he appeared as the Prince of Darkness, intense, unpredictable, and bold, pushing boundaries few others would even approach. Yet through the Osbournes, audiences discovered another dimension, a light-hearted, occasionally awkward, and unexpectedly charming man learning his way through family life as a husband and father. This duality made him feel closer, more authentic, and unmistakably human. Beyond the image of a rock legend, Ozzy revealed himself as someone capable of tenderness and vulnerability, reflecting the same imperfections and emotions shared by everyone else. Even with a past marked by public turbulence and personal battles, Ozzy Osbourne has consistently retained the admiration and affection of audiences around the globe. That devotion is rooted not only in his influential era with Black Sabbath or the impact of his solo work, but in his remarkable ability to recover, adapt, and move forward after each challenge. He never truly disappears. Every return carries a fresh layer of expression while preserving the essence that defines him. His sound and presence reach beyond eras, age groups, and preconceived judgments. This enduring connection is what allows his legacy to continue resonating deeply within the global community of rock fans. From humble beginnings in Birmingham to worldwide recognition, Ozzy's path became a striking example of what passion and resolve can achieve. He faced illness, inner battles, and personal limits, yet continued to rise beyond his own struggles and move ahead with purpose. Ozzy Osbourne was never presented as flawless, and it was precisely this raw humanity that made him impossible to replace. To those who followed him, he represented far more than music. He embodied perseverance, resistance, and the courage to stand back up after every fall. And while his journey has reached its closing pages, his presence endures burning steadily as an everlasting spark within the history of rock music. When word of Ozzy Osbourne's passing began to circulate, the sense of loss reached far beyond his devoted fans and echoed throughout the entire music community. Saying goodbye to a figure of his magnitude is never simple, particularly when his presence had shaped sound and culture for nearly half a century. Despite a life marked by repeated trials ranging from severe health challenges to deep personal struggles, his departure still arrived with a heavy emotional impact. For millions around the world, the silence he left behind carried a quiet sorrow, reminding them just how deeply his journey had become intertwined with their own memories and moments. Ozzy Osbourne passed away on the 21st of July, 2025, at the age of 76, bringing a long and extraordinary journey to a close. His departure was linked to long-term health complications that had shaped the later years of his life, challenges he faced with quiet endurance over time. This moment signaled more than the loss of an individual. It marked the fading of a defining chapter in the history of rock and metal music. A life once filled with intensity, unpredictability, and bold expression ultimately settled into calm. In his final moments, he was surrounded by those closest to him, completing a journey that began in turbulence and ended in peace, an ending few could have imagined, yet one that felt deeply meaningful. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we turn our attention to a wave of intense online speculation that has captured global attention. A sudden surge of posts and visuals linked to Ozzy Osbourne has sparked widespread discussion and emotional reactions. Across platforms, the story is moving fast, leaving many people surprised, curious, and searching for clarity. But beneath the noise, an important question remains. What is genuinely confirmed, and what may be misunderstanding amplified by the digital age? Stay with us as we carefully explore what is known, separate signal from speculation, and look at the bigger picture behind the headlines. This is a conversation worth hearing through to the end. Are you someone who's followed Ozzy Osbourne's journey over the years? If so, let your presence be felt in the comments with a simple 1. If your connection comes mainly through his timeless music and iconic sound, a 0 says it all. Take a moment to settle in and enjoy the story unfolding on your screen, and if you find value in what we share, subscribing is a small step that helps this community continue to grow and thrive together. The announcement of Ozzy's passing rippled quickly through news outlets and online communities around the world. Admirers who had followed him from the earliest Black Sabbath years through his solo evolution were deeply affected by the loss. Messages of remembrance began to appear almost instantly, shared by artists, collaborators, and listeners whose lives had been touched by his work. Among all the voices honoring his legacy, the earliest and most personal response came from those closest to him, his family, who spoke from a place of love and remembrance. Sharon, his partner through many seasons of life, offered a deeply personal reflection, describing him as more than a devoted husband. He was also a caring father and a cherished grandfather whose absence would be felt always. She had remained close throughout his long period of illness, walking beside him as his strength faded, yet holding on to faith and steadiness, even in the most difficult moments. In the closing moments of Ozzy's life, Sharon remained his closest source of calm, offering reassurance and presence as he sought rest amid the challenges brought on by illness. Their children, Kelly and Jack, were deeply affected by the loss. In a personal message, Jack reflected on his father's rare spirit, sharing that Ozzy was truly unlike anyone else and had met every hardship with determination and strength. And even though he is no longer with us, his influence continues through our lives and through music itself. Kelly and Jack both reflected on memories that revealed a side of Ozzy far removed from fame, one where he was simply a caring, attentive father within the warmth of family life. His departure marked a deeply personal loss for those closest to him, while also sending a wave of grief through the worldwide music community. In that shared sense of mourning, it became clear that Ozzy Osbourne's presence reached far beyond the stage, leaving a betevis daches not ray. Across decades of work, Ozzy shaped a musical legacy of lasting value. As a founding force behind Black Sabbath and a trailblazer of heavy metal, he helped create songs and sounds that continue to echo across generations. Tributes soon arrived from artists around the world who recognized his influence. Tony Iommi, a longtime friend and creative partner, shared a message describing Ozzy as an irreplaceable presence throughout their shared journey, noting that the loss extended far beyond personal grief and touched the entire music community. His words captured not only deep friendship, but also the scale of what was lost, a creative spirit whose impact on music cannot be measured. Together, Ozzy and Iommi forged a sound that helped define generations, and this goodbye felt like the quiet ending of a significant chapter in rock's story. Even younger listeners, many of whom never experienced Ozzy during his most explosive years, voiced deep respect and sadness. Social platforms filled with messages of gratitude and remembrance as people shared personal reflections, meaningful songs, and moments that had guided them through different stages of life. Through these collective memories, it became clear that Ozzy's influence extended far beyond any single era, continuing to shape and inspire long after the final note was played. The wave of respect and appreciation from across the rock community has been immense. Groups from later generations, including Metallica, Megadeth, and Slayer artists whose sound was shaped in part by Ozzy and Black Sabbath, shared messages honoring his influence. James Hetfield of Metallica reflected that Ozzy helped open doors not only through his music, but through his attitude toward life and adversity. These tributes made one thing clear: Ozzy's impact reached far beyond songwriting or performance, touching the very spirit of those who followed in his footsteps. Ozzy Osbourne was more than a performer. He became a reference point for an entire generation of emerging artists. Through a life marked by turbulence and transformation, he showed the power of staying authentic and remaining faithful to one's creative fire. To many younger musicians, Ozzy represented endurance and renewal, a reminder that setbacks do not define the end of the journey. The values he passed on were not taught through instruction, but demonstrated through experience, echoing in every lyric and story shaped by his sound. And when his journey came to a close, the music world responded with collective reverence, honoring a towering presence whose influence continues to live quietly and powerfully in the hearts of those who listen. Broadcast networks and radio stations around the world paused their regular programming to honor Ozzy with special tributes. His sound, spanning from the formative years of Black Sabbath to his solo legacy, continues to resonate as a timeless anthem. Commemorative gatherings emerged in cities such as London, Los Angeles, Tokyo, and his hometown of Birmingham, where fans came together in quiet unity. Flowers, candles, and cherished vinyl records became symbols of farewell and remembrance. Though his presence has faded from the physical world, Ozzy endures through every chord he left behind and within the shared memories carried by millions who found meaning in his music. Though Ozzy Osbourne's departure leaves a void that can never truly be filled, he chose to take his final bow as a genuine icon. Until the very end, he poured everything into the stage, performing with sincerity and remarkable resolve despite the weight of illness. The image of Ozzy seated, visibly fragile yet singing with unwavering intensity, has become a lasting emblem of his devotion and deep bond with music. He stood for far more than performance alone. He represented energy, perseverance, and the courage to rise above hardship. And even in farewell, his presence inspired a quiet reverence across the world, reminding everyone why his legacy will never fade. Ozzy's departure marks more than the end of an extraordinary life. It signals the quiet close of a defining era in rock music, one shaped by hardship, intensity, and a profound sense of fulfillment. What he leaves behind extends far beyond recordings and electrifying moments on stage. His true legacy lives in the inspiration he sparked across generations, encouraging others to keep moving forward even when the path is unforgiving. Ozzy showed that adversity does not erase purpose, and that passion can still carve meaning from the most difficult circumstances. Today, his name remains permanently woven into the fabric of global music, enduring, resonant, and alive in memory. A final salute to Ozzy Osbourne, a pioneer, a survivor, and a figure whose influence will continue to echo without end. The passing of Ozzy Osbourne represents more than the farewell of an iconic musician. It signals the end of a far-reaching chapter in music history that spanned generations. Even so, what he built will not fade with time. His influence continues through the songs he brought to life and the deep imprint he left on culture and the creative world. Beyond fame or genre, Ozzy stood as a symbol of independence, defiance, and the relentless will to keep moving forward. That spirit ensures his presence endures, inspiring artists and listeners long after the era itself has closed. Ozzy Osbourne stands not only as an icon of rock and metal, but as a trailblazer who reshaped the boundaries of modern music. From the formative years with Black Sabbath, he played a crucial role in shaping what would become heavy metal, a style marked by intensity, emotional weight, and uncompromising sound. Their work went beyond heavy guitar tones. It captured a spirit of defiance and a longing for freedom in the face of restrictive conventions. In this way, Black Sabbath became more than a musical group. They evolved into a cultural force. The echoes of their influence continue to travel through time, inspiring new generations and keeping their music vividly alive even today. Songs such as Iron Man, Paranoid, War Pigs, and Fairies Wear Boots go far beyond simple rock anthems. They stand as expressive reflections of their era. Through layered imagery and emotional intensity, the lyrics echo concerns about conflict, belief, pressure, and the inner struggles experienced by Ozzy and many of his contemporaries. This sense of honesty and depth is what allows the music to endure. Audiences don't merely listen. They connect with the feeling and meaning carried in each passage. That enduring emotional resonance is why Ozzy's work continues to move and influence listeners across the world, long after it was first created. Beyond his music, Ozzy evolved into a defining figure of popular culture through a performance style that was impossible to forget. One notorious onstage moment later became a powerful symbol of unrestrained rebellion and creative boldness. He was equally recognized for his intense connection with the audience, his untamed energy, and his complete freedom of self-expression. This unmistakable approach set him apart from everyone else and secured his status as a singular presence in rock history. Ozzy reshaped the image of what a rock artist could be: genuinely authentic, unapologetically individual, and willing to cross boundaries in the pursuit of true expression. Ozzy Osbourne's influence reaches well beyond the world of music, leaving a lasting imprint on global popular culture. Through his honesty and fearless individuality, he inspired countless people to embrace who they truly are. Each time he appeared on stage, he challenged not only his own limits but also the expectations of the world around him. What endures is a powerful message about freedom, perseverance, and the value of remaining authentic in the face of pressure. For this reason, Ozzy Osbourne's legacy lives on not just as a rock icon, but as a cultural figure whose spirit continues to resonate across generations. Beyond the moments that once shocked audiences, Ozzy also became known for a rare openness about his own life. His hardships, inner battles, strained relationships, and long-term health challenges were never hidden, turning his journey into a visible example of vulnerability paired with endurance. This honesty made him a powerful symbol of resilience and staying true to oneself. At the heart of his story was a deep devotion to both family and music. Even as his strength faded in later years, that devotion never diminished, continuing to shape his words, actions, and the legacy he left behind. He treasured the moments spent with Sharon, his children, and his grandchildren, often sharing his hope to remain part of the meaningful milestones ahead. In messages later revealed, his closing reflections spoke not only about creativity, but also about a profound sense of care and responsibility toward his family. He encouraged his children to embrace life with joy and to hold firmly to their aspirations, echoing the way he had chosen to live. For Ozzy, music was never a simple interest or pursuit. It was woven into the fabric of his existence, shaping how he felt, expressed, and connected with the world around him. He was more than a songwriter or a voice on stage. He infused every note and line with genuine feeling. To Ozzy, music was never a job or a routine. It was a living force, a flame that continued to burn within him to his final days. Even as his physical strength faded, his last appearances became quiet affirmations of that devotion. Those closest to him, along with listeners around the world, recognized what he left behind, a powerful artistic legacy, shaped by emotion and honesty, destined to endure and inspire long after his final song was sung. Ozzy Osbourne's influence extends well past the songs he created. It lives in the trail he opened for those who came after him. From the powerful emergence of Black Sabbath to the bold identity of his solo work, he helped define what excellence meant for generations of rock and heavy metal artists. Through his journey, he demonstrated that originality, bravery, and sincerity in art are what truly challenge limits and reshape genres. Ozzy stands not only as a legendary figure, but as a lasting source of motivation for musicians and listeners around the world. Ozzy Osbourne's impact reaches far beyond the songs he left behind. It lives in the road he opened for new generations of artists. From the powerful emergence of Black Sabbath to the bold evolution of his solo work, he helped shape the benchmark for rock and heavy metal musicians worldwide. Through his journey, he proved that imagination, bravery, and creative sincerity are the forces that truly break limits. Ozzy remains not just an icon, but a constant wellspring of inspiration for music lovers everywhere. Ozzy also broke new ground by connecting rock music with television in a way few had done before. Through the Osbournes, audiences were invited into a side of his life rarely seen, one that revealed him not only as a fearless performer, but as a devoted husband, a caring father, and an unexpectedly humorous presence in ordinary moments. This openness allowed him to reach a new, younger audience while reshaping how the public perceived rock musicians. In doing so, the show refreshed his image and demonstrated that a rock artist could be multifaceted, human, and relatable within an ever-changing entertainment landscape. In the end, Ozzy Osbourne's musical influence is destined to endure. The songs, albums, and powerful moments he delivered on stage are more than echoes of a celebrated era. They form a creative foundation upon which future sounds continue to rise. While his physical presence has faded, his music remains alive, traveling through time to inspire new artists, devoted listeners, and anyone who discovers within his work a feeling of freedom and inner strength. Through everything he shared, Ozzy left behind a quiet lesson for the next generation. No matter how demanding life becomes, or how many obstacles appear along the way, staying true to yourself and your passion will always lead you forward. Ozzy Osbourne lived his life as an icon, and his spirit will continue to resonate in the hearts of music lovers and all who found meaning in his work. Thank you for spending this time with us. The closing chapter of Ozzy Osbourne's journey will remain etched in the memories of those who admired him. From the strength he showed in his later years to the unwavering devotion of his family and friends, His story reminds us that even in life's most difficult moments, love and music remain the most powerful forces that carry us forward. And that's all the updates we have for now about Ozzy Osbourne, the rock legend whose story has the whole world concerned. No matter what the truth may be, we all hope for his health and strength to overcome every challenge. If you're a fan of Ozzy or simply interested in this topic, don't forget to drop a comment below, hit like, share this video, and subscribe so you won't miss the next big update. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Welcome back to our channel. Today, we explore a deeply moving subject that invites reflection. Famous figures whose journeys were silently altered by anorexia. These well-known personalities were admired for their talent, presence, and public image. Yet beyond the spotlight, they navigated unseen inner battles. Some familiar names may surprise you. Join us as we look closer at these stories and consider why understanding, empathy, and awareness matter more than ever. Have you recognized anyone featured in today's list? If so, leave a 1 in the comments, and if not, type 0. Behind the public image lie stories that few imagined. If this video speaks to you, please like, share, and subscribe so I can continue creating thoughtful and engaging content. Thank you so much for watching and being here with us. Cara Delevingne is recognized worldwide for her presence in fashion and film, yet far fewer are aware that she once endured a profound struggle with disordered eating and inner imbalance. The relentless expectations of an idealized image, paired with personal challenges behind the scenes, gradually pulled her into a period of emotional heaviness and disrupted self-care. Even so, she chose not to be shaped by that chapter, meeting it instead with resilience, self-awareness, and a steady commitment to reclaiming control over her life. Cara Delevingne has openly shared her experiences with emotional challenges and disordered eating, choosing to use her voice to encourage understanding and reduce long-standing stigma. She has often reminded the public that beyond fame and visibility, many individuals silently navigate unseen struggles. By speaking her truth with honesty and courage, Cara has supported her own journey of balance while offering reassurance and inspiration to countless people around the world, particularly younger audiences facing similar expectations. Cara Delevingne's personal journey reflects a meaningful lesson about courage, awareness, and learning to value oneself. Through her continued openness, she encourages thoughtful conversations around mental well-being and balanced living, gently reminding others that reaching out for support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Beyond her success in fashion and film, Cara has come to represent resilience and quiet hope, offering encouragement to people everywhere who may be walking a similar path. Isabelle Caro was known for her willingness to speak honestly about a painful reality. By the age of 28, the French model and actress had spent many years confronting anorexia nervosa, a deeply challenging condition she chose to address openly in order to raise awareness. In 2007, her story reached a wider audience when she appeared in a powerful Italian awareness campaign, photographed by Oliviero Toscani, aimed at encouraging reflection and understanding. The image remains deeply etched in memory, a visibly delicate presence and a gaze filled with quiet intensity meeting the viewer head-on. Isabelle chose to reveal the stark reality of her condition, allowing the public to witness how far an eating disorder can alter both body and spirit. The campaign was never intended to shock for attention, but to invite society to face an often ignored truth. Isabel shared that her purpose was to caution young people about the risks of extreme restriction and the relentless pursuit of an unrealistic ideal. Isabel's inner struggle began around the age of 13, influenced by a childhood marked by solitude and a tightly controlled environment. Although she achieved moments of progress on her path toward recovery, her physical well-being was never fully restored. Through interviews and her book, The Little Girl Who Didn't Want to Be Fat, she bravely expressed the emotional weight and lasting impact of the condition. In November 2010, Isabel passed away following serious health complications believed to be linked to her long battle. Later, her acting coach reflected that what the world lost was not merely potential, but a gentle life taken far too soon. Karen Mulder rose to prominence as one of the defining faces of the 1990s fashion world, celebrated for her distinctive look and commanding presence on global runways. She worked with renowned fashion houses and appeared in numerous high-visibility campaigns. Yet beyond the polished exterior, she quietly faced a profound personal struggle. Under constant expectations to meet an increasingly narrow standard, Karen was drawn into a pattern of severe self-denial, a path that slowly distanced her from balance and placed her well-being at serious risk. The relentless expectation to maintain an idealized image drew Karen Mulder into a prolonged period of imbalance and inner struggle. She spent years seeking recovery, including multiple hospital stays and demanding treatment processes. The rigid standards of the fashion world, combined with constant pressure, affected not only her physical condition, but also her emotional stability. Karen Mulder's experience serves as a meaningful reminder of the risks of placing appearance above well-being, and a quiet caution to both the industry and society about the lasting impact of unrealistic ideals. Despite her determined efforts, Karen Mulder's long struggle left deep and lasting marks on her life. Her story extends beyond personal hardship, serving as a reminder of how essential it is to safeguard mental well-being, particularly in environments that place extreme focus on physical appearance. Through what she endured, Karen brought wider attention to the risks of disordered eating and the quiet harm caused by unattainable standards. Her journey remains a thoughtful reflection on the hidden cost of chasing perfection and the enduring value of self-respect and compassion. Florence Welch, the voice behind Florence plus the Machine, is celebrated for her powerful vocals and unmistakable artistic presence. What many may not realize is that she once went through a demanding chapter marked by struggles with anorexia nervosa. The intense pace of the music world, combined with constant attention from the public, placed heavy strain on both her emotional and physical balance, particularly in relation to body control. While her story did not end in the same way as some others, it remains a meaningful example of how challenging it can be to face and overcome an eating disorder. Throughout her journey, Florence has chosen to speak with openness about her personal challenges and the path she took toward balance and recovery. Her willingness to be honest has not only strengthened her own healing process, but has also offered reassurance to many listeners navigating similar struggles. She continues to highlight the value of self-acceptance and the courage to seek support, encouraging others not to let external expectations or cultural ideals outweigh their well-being. Florence Welch continues to stand as a figure of resilience within the creative world. Through both her art and her personal experiences, she brings thoughtful attention to mental well-being, especially the challenges surrounding eating disorders, helping to soften stigma and encourage understanding. Her story, unlike many difficult narratives, offers a sense of possibility, a reminder that with openness, inner strength, and the right support, recovery is achievable. Demi Lovato is an American singer, actress, and advocate known not only for her artistic achievements, but also for her willingness to speak honestly about personal challenges, including struggles with disordered eating. From an early age, the weight of public attention and expectations around appearance created a difficult cycle that affected both her emotional balance and overall well-being. By choosing openness over silence, Demi has helped encourage meaningful conversations about mental health, reaching both her audience and the broader public with a message of awareness and understanding. Demi Lovato has spoken with rare honesty about her long and complex path toward healing, which included periods of intensive care, structured treatment, and ongoing therapeutic support to address disordered eating and related challenges. By openly documenting parts of this journey through public platforms, she has offered comfort and encouragement to millions, particularly younger audiences, reinforcing the idea that support is available and no one has to face hardship in isolation. Beyond her personal story, Demi has also taken part in broader awareness efforts, helping to shift public conversations and ease the stigma surrounding mental health. Demi Lovato's personal journey reflects the strength it takes to confront deep emotional challenges with determination and honesty. By reshaping difficult experiences into a source of purpose, she has used her voice to encourage understanding and compassion around mental health and disordered eating. Beyond her work as an entertainer, Demi has come to represent resilience and renewed hope, offering inspiration to millions of people across the world who are seeking balance and healing. Nana Karagianni was a familiar and admired presence on Greek television. Known as a polished presenter, former model, and media personality celebrated for her poise and refinement. Yet beyond the bright lights and carefully crafted image, she lived with a long and deeply personal struggle linked to anorexia nervosa. For many years, this quiet conflict slowly affected both her physical strength and inner world. As visible changes sparked public curiosity, Nana chose transparency over silence. In one rare and heartfelt interview, she described the experience simply and powerfully. It felt like a war. I confront it every single day. Some days I feel stronger, other days, the struggle feels heavier. Through these words, Nana revealed a level of openness rarely shared by public figures, particularly within a culture that places great emphasis on outward appearance. Those close to her watched with quiet concern as her physical state became more delicate. Yet she continued to appear on screen, carrying herself with dignity even during her hardest moments. On September 27, 2017, Nana passed away at the age of 38. The news deeply affected Greece and the broader media world, not only as the loss of a familiar face, but as the farewell to a woman who faced her inner battle with honesty and transformed suffering into quiet strength. What do you think plays a bigger role in this struggle? Outside expectations or inner emotional challenges? If you feel social influence is the main factor, comment 2. If you believe it is more connected to personal psychology, comment 5. Every response helps create a clearer picture of how people see this issue, and together we can encourage greater awareness and understanding. If this video feels meaningful to you, remember to subscribe to the channel for more thoughtful content. Lean. Marie Fossen was a deeply sensitive Norwegian photographer whose work revealed the quiet intensity of human vulnerability, most profoundly her own. Her struggle with anorexia began at the age of 10, rooted in a fear of change and the uncertainty of growing up. Over the following 20 years, the condition shaped her physical reality, yet it never silenced her inner expression. Through photography, Line gave form to experiences that words often cannot hold. Her self-portraits, created within the stillness of an abandoned hospital in Greece, are stark and lyrical, portraying a fragile body alongside a presence of thought and awareness that steadfastly endured. "My photographs are not about anorexia," she once shared. "They are about human suffering." Despite spending many years without consistent support from the healthcare system, Line reshaped her pain into visual stories that deeply moved thousands of people. Her journey was later explored in the respected documentary Self-Portrait, where she spoke openly about a quiet fear that healing might soften the emotional intensity that fueled her creativity. Line had passed away in 2019 at the age of 33. While her body could no longer withstand the long struggle, her work continues to live on. Through her art, she gave form to an unspoken crisis, offering awareness, reflection, and a sense of connection to others facing similar shadows. Nikki Graham was far more than a familiar face on reality television. She was a symbol of endurance. She captured public attention in 2006 with her distinctive personality on Big Brother UK, quickly becoming unforgettable to viewers across the country. Yet beneath the humor, energy, and iconic moments lay a much deeper story. From the age of 8, Nikki had been living with a long and difficult struggle connected to anorexia nervosa, a challenge that shaped much of her life beyond what the cameras could show. Her mother, Susan, remembered how the once lively child gradually became quiet. Laughter faded, appetite disappeared, and a heaviness settled in far too early. What followed was a long and exhausting journey with a persistent inner struggle. For more than 3 decades, Nikki cycled through care and recovery attempts, often focused simply on holding on. Even so, she continued to resist the silence by sharing her experiences, writing openly, and searching for a sense of balance. Moments in the public eye sometimes gave her brief relief, rare times when she could smile freely, feel present, and reconnect with life itself. It gave her a sense of survival, her mother later reflected. Still, the struggle never completely loosened its grip. In the final weeks of Nikki's life, her condition became increasingly fragile. Despite urgent efforts from those closest to her and a wave of public support calling for advanced care, the outcome could not be changed. On April 9, 2021, Nikki passed away at the age of 38. Her loss deeply affected fans and stood as a sobering reminder of how serious and enduring eating disorders can be. Anne McDaniels was a bright and driven figure in the entertainment world, an actress, model, and performer whose passion and presence left a lasting impression on those around her. Born in Wisconsin in 1977, she followed her aspirations with unwavering focus, first heading to New York and later settling in Los Angeles. There, she appeared on well-known programs such as General Hospital, Law and Order, and Conan, and featured on the covers of numerous magazines. Beneath the polished exterior, however, Anne was living with a deeply personal struggle linked to anorexia, a quiet challenge that shaped her final years. On April 26, 2024, she was found in her Los Angeles apartment at the age of 46, marking a profound and heartbreaking loss. Anne's path through the entertainment world was shaped by an unrelenting drive to meet ideals that allowed little room for imperfection. Behind bright lights, practiced smiles, and public admiration was a woman quietly strained by expectations few could truly see. The impact of this inner struggle on her strength and well-being remained largely unseen, even as she continued to work, perform, and appear composed. In time, her body was no longer able to carry that weight. Anne's story serves as a sobering reflection on the harmful standards that continue to surround image and worth, especially within modern culture and the entertainment industry. Josie Maria was a German model and influencer known not only for her striking appearance, but also for her willingness to speak honestly about her long struggle with anorexia. From an early age, she began to show signs of disordered eating as industry expectations quietly encouraged an increasingly narrow ideal of beauty. Over time, these intense efforts to change her body placed serious strain on her well-being, leading Josie to navigate ongoing challenges that affected both her physical strength and emotional stability for many years. The illness left a deep mark on Josie Maria's life and professional path, resulting in repeated hospital stays due to serious health complications linked to prolonged imbalance. Despite these challenges, she continued to move forward with persistence and inner strength, slowly rebuilding her well-being. By choosing openness and sharing her experiences publicly, Josie became an influential voice in conversations around eating disorders, offering reassurance and motivation to many who were facing similar difficulties, and reminding them that healing and hope can exist side by side. Josie Maria's passing in 2020, following severe complications linked to her long struggle, sent shockwaves through the fashion world and deeply affected admirers worldwide. Her story became a sobering signal of how serious and life-altering eating disorders can be, especially within environments that place intense demands on appearance. Beyond the sadness of her loss, it serves as a pressing reminder of the importance of questioning unrealistic ideals and placing physical and emotional well-being above all else.
Love doesn't always grow with time. Sometimes it arrives like a sudden spark, reshaping everything in the blink of an eye. Tonight, we explore 2 of 15 remarkable celebrity love stories that remind us love at first sight isn't just a fantasy. From radiant red carpet appearances to unexpected crossings of fate, these connections have captured public attention and stirred imaginations worldwide. Prepare for an emotional journey that reveals how genuine affection can emerge in an instant, often at the most surprising moments. But before we continue, take a moment to look closely. Can you recognize which Hollywood figure appears in this image? Someone who once felt an instant connection yet didn't appear in today's selection? If a memorable pairing comes to mind that you think deserves attention, feel free to share it below. Leave a 1 if this story resonated with you, or a 0 if your perspective is different. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with our explorations of romance, famous lives, and fascinating stories. Your thoughts and reflections matter to us. Now, let's return to these remarkable journeys of the heart and experience them together. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson first encountered one another in 1981 on the set of the ABC sitcom Bosom Buddies. At that time, Tom was an emerging performer just beginning his journey in television, far from the household name he would later become, while Rita appeared briefly in a guest appearance. Their meeting was short and seemingly ordinary, yet it quietly left a meaningful trace on both sides. A romance did not follow immediately, but that moment created an unspoken sense of familiarity. Despite differences in age and being at separate points in their professional paths, the subtle bond formed that day became the quiet starting point of a connection that would deepen and mature when circumstances aligned. Four years after that quiet first encounter, destiny brought them together again in 1985 when they shared the screen in the comedy Volunteers. This time, the energy between them was undeniable, as if something long dormant had suddenly awakened. Tom Hanks later reflected that he felt a deep, unmistakable resonance with Rita, something far more enduring than surface-level attraction. In that instant, clarity replaced uncertainty, reshaping his sense of what truly mattered. Not long after, in 1987, he formally closed a previous chapter of his life and began a new one alongside Rita. Their bond continued to strengthen, marked by openness and mutual respect, and their natural harmony soon stood out as one of Hollywood's most admired and enduring partnerships. On the 30th of April 1988, Tom and Rita joined their lives in a quiet wedding held in Los Angeles. Shared only with close relatives and trusted friends, their union soon came to be admired, not because of spectacle, but because of the calm strength and mutual regard that defined it. As the years passed, their partnership evolved into a symbol of steadiness, shared purpose, and enduring encouragement. Side by side, they navigated professional success and personal tests while building a warm and grounded family life. They later welcomed two sons, Chester, born in 1990, and Truman, born in 1995, both drawn to creative expression, Chet exploring music and performance, and Truman focusing on visual storytelling through photography and film. Today, the Hanks-Wilson family is often seen as a quiet testament to commitment, showing that lasting bonds are shaped not by grand gestures, but by consistent care, respect, and devotion over time. Their union has now spanned 37 years, an exceptional milestone in a world often known for fleeting connections. Across decades, Tom and Rita have moved through both trials and victories as true partners, consistently supporting one another. In 1994, when Tom received his first Academy Award for Philadelphia, Rita stood beside him, sharing the meaning of that moment. Just a year later, another honor followed for Forrest Gump, and this time he publicly acknowledged her presence in his journey, describing her as a source of direction and inspiration. Through moments like these, Tom has gently reminded audiences that extraordinary things can still exist, and in his life, Rita has remained the most profound of them all. And the Oscar goes to Tom Hanks for Forrest Gump. The woman I share my life with has taught me and shown me what love means every single day. That sincere acknowledgement became one of the ceremony's most enduring memories. Rita's own professional path has been equally meaningful. She took part in beloved films such as Sleepless in Seattle, 1993, and Runaway Bride, 1999, leaving a lasting impression on audiences. Beyond the screen, she followed her musical calling, releasing multiple albums starting in 2012. She also stepped into production, helping bring My Big Fat Greek Wedding, 2002, to life, a cultural milestone that achieved remarkable global success while beginning with modest resources. Together, Tom and Rita have also dedicated their time and resources to giving back, lending support to causes connected to children's health, medical research, and creative arts. In March 2020, they drew international attention when they publicly shared that they were facing COVID-19 while in Australia, becoming among the first well-known figures to speak openly about the situation. Their transparency helped many people better understand the seriousness of that global moment. After recovering, they chose to contribute further by donating plasma to support scientific efforts. That chapter added another layer to how they are perceived as a steady and resilient partnership, respected not only for professional achievements, but also for empathy, responsibility, and a sincere commitment to the wider community. Their journey began in 1997, not amid flashing cameras or cinematic backdrops, but during a charity football event grounded in purpose rather than spectacle. At that point, David Beckham was emerging as one of Manchester United's standout talents, celebrated for his precision on the field and a presence that drew growing attention. His reputation was rapidly expanding, marking him as a defining figure of his generation. At the same time, Victoria Adams, widely recognized as Posh Spice, stood at the center of a global pop phenomenon as a leading member of the Spice Girls. With refined confidence and a distinctive sense of style, she captured worldwide admiration, shaping both music culture and fashion trends throughout the 1,990 seconds. When David noticed Victoria in the players' lounge after the match, he sensed at once that she was someone remarkable. Even though both were already well known in their own worlds, that brief encounter opened the door to something far deeper and more personal. With contrasting yet complementary energies, they found more than a meeting of fame. It was the beginning of a powerful emotional bond. What started as a chance moment quietly reshaped their paths, growing into one of the most recognizable and admired love stories on the global stage. Just a year later, the bond between David Beckham and Victoria Adams was drawing attention far beyond their individual careers. In January 1998, they shared news of their engagement, and only a short time later, in March, they welcomed their first child, Brooklyn. The announcement stirred widespread fascination, with fans and media closely following every development and eagerly awaiting their wedding. On the 4th of July, 1999, they formalized their union at Luttrellstown Castle in Ireland in a celebration attended by hundreds of guests and marked by remarkable grandeur. The occasion went beyond a private vow, becoming a defining cultural moment that reflected a modern fairy tale where two influential figures from sport and music appeared to merge their worlds at the turning point of a new era. In the years that followed, the Beckham household expanded both in number and in public presence. Their second son, Romeo, arrived in 2002, followed by Cruz in 2005, and later their daughter, Harper, in 2011. Growing up with constant public attention was unavoidable, yet David and Victoria consistently focused on creating a steady and nurturing environment. They placed strong emphasis on routine, values, and emotional security, aiming to give their children a sense of normalcy despite worldwide recognition. Even with intense visibility and demanding careers, the family maintained a cohesive image, showing how commitment and intention can help balance public life with the quiet responsibility of raising a united and caring family. In 2007, the Beckham family entered a new phase when they relocated to Los Angeles following David's move to LA Galaxy, a choice that reshaped his professional path and brought wider international focus to Major League Soccer. Settling in Los Angeles represented a meaningful shift, placing the family within a city closely tied to global culture while offering David fresh ground to compete, evolve, and broaden his public identity. The transition drew significant attention, yet it also unlocked new possibilities, marking the beginning of an important chapter for both his career and the family's growing influence in the United States. On an individual level, both David and Victoria reached exceptional milestones in their professional lives. David accumulated 19 major honors throughout his football career, representing some of the most renowned clubs in the world, including Manchester United, Real Madrid, LA Galaxy, AC Milan, and Paris Saint-Germain. His influence grew far beyond the pitch, establishing him as one of the most recognizable and impactful athletes of his era, both in England and internationally. After stepping away from professional play in 2013, he continued shaping his legacy through business initiatives and charitable efforts, while remaining a prominent global figure at the intersection of sport, culture, and style. Victoria Beckham underwent a striking evolution, moving from worldwide recognition as a member of the Spice Girls to becoming an influential presence in high fashion after launching her own label in 2008. Guided by clear vision, refined creativity, and steady perseverance, she built credibility in a field where public recognition alone rarely guarantees success. Her collections soon gained international attention, securing a place on the calendars of major fashion showcases, such as London and Paris Fashion Weeks. Over time, Victoria earned authentic respect within the industry, demonstrating that her talents extend well beyond music. This transformation from pop culture icon to accomplished designer and business leader has added depth to her professional journey and stands as a compelling example of reinvention and continuous growth. The reach of the Beckham family extends well beyond personal achievement, influencing economic, cultural, and humanitarian spaces alike. They have frequently been recognized by Forbes as one of the world's most influential partnerships, with their combined success often valued at more than $450 million. Yet their true impact is defined less by numbers and more by purpose. Since 2005, David has taken on a global advocacy role with UNICEF, lending his voice to causes centered on children's welfare and education. Alongside this, Victoria has continued to pair her fashion pursuits with meaningful social initiatives, including efforts that promote health awareness and the advancement of women. Together, they reflect a broader idea of achievement, one that goes beyond personal gain and emphasizes responsibility, compassion, and the ability to inspire positive change in the wider world. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell first met in 1968 during the filming of The One and Only Genuine Original Family Band. At that point, Goldie was 21, stepping into the spotlight as an emerging talent filled with enthusiasm for the future ahead. Kurt, meanwhile, was only 16, working under a Disney contract and still learning the rhythms of the entertainment world. Their encounter left a noticeable impression on both of them. Yet the 6-year age gap felt like a clear boundary at the time. With differences in life stage and experience, a romantic connection was far from possible. Even so, that brief meeting quietly marked the opening chapter of an unexpected journey, one that seemed to hint, long before they knew it, that their paths were meant to cross again. In 1983, 15 years after their initial meeting, circumstances aligned once again as Goldie and Kurt reunited on the set of Swing Shift. By that time, Goldie had firmly established herself as a celebrated figure, earning an Academy Award for Cactus Flower, 1969, and receiving numerous Golden Globe nominations along the way. Kurt had also developed a consistent presence in film, building a solid body of work even if his recognition had not yet matched hers. Working closely together, they began to sense a familiar connection, the same subtle pull they had noticed years earlier but were then too young to understand. This reunion quietly marked the beginning of a lasting partnership, one that would evolve into one of Hollywood's most enduring and quietly inspiring love stories. By the early 1982s, Kurt had stepped firmly into leading man territory, gaining wide recognition through major successes such as Escape from New York, 1981. When his path crossed again with Goldie's, the connection felt immediate and unmistakable. Kurt later shared that he was instantly captivated, and a lighthearted, playful exchange sparked what would become their first meaningful evening together. That night unfolded with music, conversation, and shared laughter that stretched into the early hours, setting a clear tone for what followed. Their bond deepened quickly, and by 1983, they were openly building a life side by side, a partnership that has now endured for more than 4 decades. In a world where high-profile relationships often prove fleeting, their choice to value commitment over convention has made their story stand apart, showing that lasting devotion is defined not by formality, but by intention and consistency over time. In a 2015 interview, Goldie Hawn shared that a legal document was never the measure of her feelings for Kurt Russell. In her view, their connection exists beyond titles or formal agreements. The depth of their shared understanding has always provided stability. Together, they created a family shaped by warmth, trust, and individual values, with closeness placed above all else. Goldie's children from her earlier marriage, Oliver Hudson, born in 1976, and Kate Hudson, born in 1979, were raised with Kurt as a constant and caring presence, offering guidance and support as a devoted parent would. Later, in 1986, they welcomed their son, Wyatt Russell, who went on to build his own path in acting and gained wide recognition for his role in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, 2021. Today, their family circle has expanded to include 6 grandchildren, and gatherings, whether during holidays or special occasions, have become meaningful opportunities for shared laughter and lasting memories. On the professional side, both Goldie and Kurt continue to leave their mark, not only through individual projects but also by encouraging one another's creative journeys. Goldie has delivered memorable performances across decades, with Overboard 1987, the romantic comedy she shared with Kurt, remaining especially cherished by audiences. At the same time, she has openly reflected that life can sometimes settle into familiar patterns, making curiosity and creativity essential for keeping both love and work fulfilling. Through the years, they've come to understand that lasting connection isn't built on spectacle, but on quiet consistency found in everyday moments and in the steady choice to support one another while nurturing a joyful, enduring family. Kurt Russell has left a meaningful mark on cinema through memorable roles in films such as Tombstone, 1993, and Miracle, 2004. Still, both he and Goldie Hawn have often expressed that their proudest achievement isn't measured by accolades or commercial success, but by the life and bond they have nurtured together. For them, fulfillment has always centered on family, which they regard as life's true foundation. Now, more than 40 years after reconnecting during Swing Shift, 1983, Goldie and Kurt continue to stand side by side, offering a quiet reminder that genuine connection doesn't fade, it deepens, shaped by time, shared experiences, and unwavering commitment. What began as a powerful connection in 1983 has evolved into one of the most admired and enduring partnerships in Hollywood. What truly distinguishes Goldie and Kurt is that, without relying on formal vows, they have moved through life's changes together with steady unity. Their relationship is not defined by official titles, but by 42 years of shared trust, quiet dedication, and mutual encouragement. Their journey illustrates that the most resilient bonds are not built on documents or public validation, but on authenticity, emotional truth, and a deeply rooted connection that continues to grow with time. The story of Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones began in 1998 at the Deauville American Film Festival in France. Catherine was attending to present The Mask of Zorro, while Michael was present as an invited guest. At that moment, Catherine was stepping into global recognition following her breakthrough performance, while Michael was already firmly established as a screen icon, known for acclaimed works such as Wall Street and Romancing the Stone. Although both were prominent figures, this marked their very first meeting, and it proved unforgettable. With characteristic confidence, Michael approached Catherine and made a strikingly bold remark about their future, one that completely surprised her. The unexpected comment initially pushed her to step away, unimpressed by his forwardness. Still, Michael's determination was clear, and he was not easily discouraged, setting the stage for a connection that would soon take an unexpected turn. Roughly half an hour later, Michael approached Catherine again, this time with even greater assurance, repeating his now famous declaration about a future together. Instead of hearing it as mere bravado, Catherine sensed a deeper intention and clarity behind his words. That unexpected moment shifted the tone between them, and what began as surprise soon unfolded into a genuine and intense connection. By the close of 1999, they had formally announced their engagement, and in August 2000, they welcomed their first child, Dylan. Not long after, on the 18th of November 2000, Michael and Catherine celebrated their union in an elegant ceremony at New York City's Plaza Hotel. The occasion quickly became one of the year's most talked about events, capturing global attention and firmly establishing them as one of Hollywood's most recognizable and admired partnerships. That daring statement ultimately seemed to hint at what was to come. Within a year, their connection had clearly taken shape. Michael and Catherine stepped into the public eye as a couple at the 1999 Deauville Film Festival, where their appearance quickly became a talking point, especially because of their 25-year age difference. As the year drew to a close, on New Year's Eve, Michael proposed with a striking diamond ring, widely noted for its remarkable size and value. Their union was formalized on the 18th of November 2000 at the Plaza Hotel in New York, during a celebration attended by many well-known figures from the entertainment world. The event received widespread attention and stood out as one of the year's most notable occasions. Around the same period, their relationship naturally evolved into family life. In August 2000, Catherine welcomed their first child, Dylan Michael Douglas, shortly before the wedding. And in April 2003, their daughter, Karis Zeta Douglas, was born, completing a close and devoted family of 4. Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones welcomed their daughter, Karis Zeta Douglas, in April 2003. From an early age, both Dylan and Karis were brought up with thoughtful care, shielded as much as possible from constant public exposure, even though they occasionally appeared alongside their parents at premieres or charitable gatherings. Throughout the years, Michael and Catherine have consistently placed their children's sense of privacy above public attention, aiming to provide a grounded and balanced upbringing despite their family's high profile. Still, curiosity has naturally followed them, as Dylan and Karis grew up connected to 2 of the most recognizable figures in entertainment. Alongside family life, both Michael and Catherine continued to advance professionally, adding new milestones and depth to careers that were already widely respected. Michael, a 2-time Academy Award recipient, continued to affirm his range and presence through acclaimed performances in Traffic 2000 and Behind the Candelabra, 2013. His nuanced portrayal in the latter earned him recognition across major honors, including an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and a Screen Actors Guild Award, reinforcing his standing as one of the industry's most respected figures. Catherine's path was just as distinguished. In 2003, she received the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her unforgettable performance as Velma Kelly in Chicago, a role that marked a defining moment in her career. Together, Michael and Catherine have shaped legacies grounded not merely in visibility, but in craft, dedication, and enduring artistic influence within cinema. On the evening he accepted his Oscar, Michael Douglas offered a deeply personal acknowledgement, dedicating the moment to Catherine and expressing how closely their lives and successes were intertwined. The sentiment resonated with audiences, not because of grandeur, but because of the quiet sincerity behind it. Despite achieving remarkable success individually, both Michael and Catherine have consistently spoken of one another as their strongest anchor. As figures long admired on the world stage, they recognize that every milestone is often supported by unseen encouragement at home. And while their bond has remained strong over time, their shared path, like any meaningful journey, has not been without moments that tested their resilience. In 2010, Michael Douglas faced a serious health crisis that required immense strength and perseverance. Through intensive treatment and the steady presence of those closest to him, he gradually found his way through that challenging chapter. Around the same period, Catherine also turned inward to address her own well-being, later choosing to speak openly about her experience in order to encourage understanding and compassion around emotional health. Their journey together was not without strain, and a temporary separation followed in 2013. Yet, with reflection and renewed commitment, they reunited the next year, demonstrating the depth of their connection. Their story during this time reflects resilience and unity, offering a powerful reminder that enduring partnerships are shaped not only by shared joys, but by the courage to face difficult seasons together and emerge stronger on the other side.
Welcome back to our channel. Today, we explore a deeply moving subject that invites reflection. Famous figures whose journeys were silently altered by anorexia. These well-known personalities were admired for their talent, presence, and public image. Yet beyond the spotlight, they navigated unseen inner battles. Some familiar names may surprise you. Join us as we look closer at these stories and consider why understanding, empathy, and awareness matter more than ever. Have you recognized anyone featured in today's list? If so, leave a 1 in the comments, and if not, type 0. Behind the public image lie stories that few imagined. If this video speaks to you, please like, share, and subscribe so I can continue creating thoughtful and engaging content. Thank you so much for watching and being here with us. Stina Oscarsson is a Swedish writer, screenwriter, and director known for her introspective and socially engaged work. Although she is not part of the fashion or music world, her experience resonates strongly with wider conversations about mental well-being and eating disorders, as she has openly spoken about her struggle with anorexia. The modern emphasis on appearance and perfection placed a considerable strain on her life, affecting both her creative journey and her personal sense of balance. Throughout her path toward recovery, Stina Oscarsson has chosen openness, speaking honestly about her personal experience with anorexia to encourage awareness and understanding. Through her writing and creative expression, she consistently highlights the value of self-acceptance and the need to place mental well-being above the pursuit of unreachable ideals. Her story continues to resonate with many, offering quiet encouragement and inspiration to those navigating similar challenges. Despite the obstacles she has encountered, Stina Oscarsson has remained mindful of her responsibility to speak out about anorexia and mental well-being. She continues to engage thoughtfully with both art and the wider community, lending her voice and support to efforts that promote understanding and assistance for those affected. Through this commitment, Stina stands not only as a respected creative mind, but also as a quiet symbol of resilience, purpose, and hope. Nihal Candan is a rising model from Turkey, recognized for her refined appearance and confident presence in the fashion world. Yet beyond the public image, she quietly faced a difficult personal struggle linked to anorexia, a complex mental health condition that profoundly affected her life. Gulnihal was exposed to subtle but constant expectations within the industry, where a narrow image of beauty is often treated as a rule rather than a choice. Over time, this intense atmosphere led her into harmful patterns of self-denial, bringing serious consequences to her physical and emotional well-being. Gulnihal. Candan's struggle extended far beyond physical health, touching deeply on her emotional and psychological well-being. She underwent numerous treatment efforts and medical support in hopes of restoring balance, yet ongoing professional demands and social expectations remained a heavy burden. Her experience stands as a clear reminder to both the fashion world and society at large about the risks of unrealistic ideals. Today, Gulnihal represents a voice of awareness for those facing eating disorders, encouraging understanding, compassion, and a more humane perspective on beauty and self-worth. Although Nihal Candan's journey through this illness was deeply challenging, her story has played a meaningful role in opening conversations about mental and physical well-being within both the Turkish fashion scene and the global industry. By speaking with honesty about what she endured, she has reminded many that appearance should never be valued above health. Beyond her work as a model, Gulnihal Candan has come to represent resilience and quiet hope, standing against harmful ideals and encouraging a more compassionate view of beauty. Alanis Morissette. The Canadian singer-songwriter, known for her powerful voice and emotionally rich music, has also spoken about a challenging period marked by anorexia. During the early stages of her career, expectations around appearance, combined with deeper emotional struggles, gradually led her into disordered eating. She faced ongoing conflicts around body control, experiencing significant strain that affected both her physical strength and inner balance. Alanis Morissette has acknowledged that moving beyond this struggle required time, patience, and consistent support from those around her, including loved ones and trained professionals. The process was gradual, marked by reflection and persistence, but it helped her recognize that genuine well-being is far more important than meeting narrow ideals of appearance. By choosing to speak openly about her experience, Alanis has offered reassurance to her audience and encouraged many to place greater value on caring for both emotional balance and physical health. Today, Alanis Morissette is recognized not only for her artistic legacy, but also for her commitment to speaking openly about mental well-being and eating disorder awareness. By sharing her personal experiences, she offers reassurance to those facing similar struggles and helps challenge long-standing misconceptions and stigma. Alanis represents the idea that hardship can be transformed into growth, and that genuine freedom is found through self-acceptance, inner balance, and compassion for oneself. Portia. Doubleday, a talented American actress recognized for her memorable roles in film and television, has also navigated a deeply personal challenge away from the public eye. Fewer people are aware that she faced difficulties related to disordered eating, shaped in part by the image-focused demands of the entertainment industry. These pressures affected both her physical well-being and emotional balance. Even so, Portia chose not to be defined by that experience, continuing to seek support and take deliberate steps toward stability and healing. Portia. Doubleday has chosen to speak openly about her personal journey with disordered eating as a way to encourage awareness and offer support to others facing similar challenges. She has addressed the intense expectations around appearance within the entertainment world, while consistently highlighting the value of self-compassion and the strength it takes to ask for help. By sharing her experiences, Portia has contributed to breaking down stigma and creating space for more open, honest conversations about mental well-being. Through her challenging experiences, Portia Doubleday has demonstrated that confronting and moving beyond eating disorders is possible. She continues to represent resilience and optimism, gently reminding others that perfection is not the measure of worth. Well-being and fulfillment matter far more. By using her voice and visibility, Portia encourages a healthier understanding of mental health, helping foster compassion, support, and positive change for those navigating similar struggles. Courtney Love, the lead singer of the rock band Hole and partner of the late Kurt Cobain, emerged as one of the most talked-about figures of the 1990s music world. Known for her raw presence, defiant spirit, and unmistakable artistic identity, she brought an intensity to the stage that set her apart. Away from public view, however, her life was marked by ongoing personal challenges, including struggles related to addiction, emotional wounds, and disordered eating. In various interviews, Courtney has spoken candidly about her experiences with anorexia and bulimia, difficulties shaped in part by the weight of fame and the narrow expectations placed on women within the music industry. Courtney Love has explained